Hey guys, good afternoon. It has been another market moving week for mortgage bonds and the data that we received. Last week, we got all of the jobs numbers, which we know was not favorable for mortgage bonds or mortgage interest rates. It continued into this week. We are getting inflation data. We received CPI and PPI today. CPI on the consumer end and then PPI on the producer. We did see a rise in both, which was somewhat expected. And keep in mind, it is going to be super tough for inflation to continue moving downward because the data is taken from the past 12 months. Well, if we look at this time last year, that is when inflation started to really come down. And so these new readings that we're getting, they are replacing already super low readings from this time last year. So it is going to be a tough fight for inflation to try and come down anymore. The biggest two components on CPI was shelter, so the cost to rent, and then owner equivalent rent, which is, how much it would cost a homeowner to rent out their property. And then on the other side of it, auto insurance, which I know I have definitely seen my policy tick up, and I hear it every day with auto and homeowners insurance that it's been increasing. So those were the two biggest components with the higher inflation readings. It is really going to take the jobs numbers to start reflecting what is actually going on before we see any type of change with mortgage bonds. So we'll keep you in the loop on all of that. It's so important, especially when I'm sharing not so great data that we're getting, that we just remember, interest rate isn't everything. People are still buying. We are still seeing a ton of deals being negotiated as far as purchase price, closing costs go. So there is still so much opportunity out there. We can't get stuck on just the interest rate. People are still able to afford. They are still buying. It is still very positive. It's just a moment that we are getting some unfortunate data. So that's it. Have a great weekend, and we will talk next week.